Some valley shrimpers are on edge as a slow season could slow down even more due to the weather.
Channel 5's Cecilia Gutierrez spoke to a shrimper who says it's been a tough season, both in production and because of the weather.
One shrimper we spoke to says his shrimp season was already on the rocks, but when the first cold front came through the valley in November, he knew his season wouldn't get any easier. Charles Burnell has been in the shrimping industry for more than 40 years.
I was born into it. My father was a pioneer in the shrimping industry.
He says the beginning of each season is always a guessing game of whether or not it's going to be a good one. But this year has been one of the worst he's seen.
The guy I know that he got 3 boats tied up. He can't send them out. He doesn't have enough money to capital to put them fishing, you know, and it's just every so often you hear the same thing. Somebody else falls by the wayside.
Burnell says several factors contribute to a slow season, like the flood of imported shrimp, regulations, and even the weather.
Most of these boats, they travel across the entire Gulf of Mexico, and you have to understand the Gulf of Mexico actually gets pretty rough.
Executive Director for the Texas Shrimp Association, Andrea Hance, says they're always keeping an eye on the weather.
When these cold fronts start coming in, these seas can get up to 5, 8, 10 feet. And once you get past about 8 feet, these boats will probably anchor up.
She says this year the shrimping industry is behind in production by about 20%, with the leading factor being the weather.
Obviously our production falls because these boats are not fishing every single night.
Hans says every night the boats can't go out is money lost.
We're probably losing anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a night, depending on how much shrimp they're catching and what the price of the shrimp are bringing.
She says most of the time, boats can handle a cold front, but if it's accompanied by strong winds like the fronts we've been seeing, production could stay behind. And with yet another cold front forecasted to come through the valley early Saturday morning, Hans says all she can do is wait and see what the rest of the season has in store. In Brownsville, Cecilia Gutierrez, Channel 5 News at 6.